Namaste. Welcome to this morning's Yoga Core Plus class. We'll be strengthening our core, doing some breathing as usual, and a little bit of stretching as well on the hamstrings. So let's get into a nice, easy, comfortable position, seated position on the floor. You can either sit cross-legged, like so, and if this is hard to sit up tall, you can elevate your hips. Feel free to use a blanket or a towel or whatever and elevate as much as possible so that you can sit tall. You can also go into staff posture, which is putting your feet directly out front and sit like this, but preferably maybe we can sit in our cross legs. Okay. We'll start with our pranayama breathing. We'll be using our Ujjayi breath, that nice soft whisper breath. But today we're going to be doing what we call the 4-part breath. So we'll be breathing in deeply as our bellies expand. Breathe deeply. Say to a count of 4 wherever you are, count of 5. Then when you reach the top, hold for a count, the same number, so a count of 4. Exhaling, drawing the belly into the spine for a count of 4. Hold at the bottom for a count of 4. Inhaling, same thing. And we'll do that for just a few moments so that we can connect our body with our breath and our practice and let go of the day. Okay, are we ready? Closing our eyes, taking a deep inhale, expanding our bellies, inhaling deeply. Hold at the top. Exhaling, release all that air out. When we do that, we tuck our bellies into our spine. Inhaling. Holding. Exhaling. Holding, inhaling, continuing on your breath. Remembering if thoughts come your way, just let them pass, acknowledge them, let them go, come back to the breath. Reminding ourselves that we'll be feeling something in every posture, moving on our breath slowly, honoring our bodies, never going to the point of pain, listening to our bodies and letting go of competition. If you can do this breathing exercise just before bed, that would be great too. Okay, one more breath. Exhaling. Hold. And release. Taking our left hand down onto our mats, raising our right arm up into the sky, elongating that spine, drawing the body over, pushing that opposite hip out, half moon posture. Inhaling, reaching the other arm up, and exhaling as we fold over. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, folding over. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, folding over. Inhaling, we'll lift both arms up. Now take the right arm and place it on the left knee and the left hand behind us, sitting tall. Then we slowly twist to the side, breathing, always breathing, never holding our breath. Inhaling, we'll lift up both hands, taking that left hand on the right knee, the right hand behind us. Deep inhale, exhale, twist out to the side of the wall. If you want, you can move your neck left and right, up and down, circles. Inhaling, lift, and now we'll flow that. Exhaling, bringing it down. Inhaling as we lift, exhaling as we come back down. One more. And release. And this next one, we'll place our palms just slightly behind us. We're going to arch our back just a bit. So we take it back, and on the inhale, lifting our hips off the floor, taking our gaze up towards the sky, lifting, squeezing our glutes, arching our back, exhaling, slowly coming down, and taking our hands in front of us, going only as far as comfortable for you today, coming down, taking our hands out in front of us, dropping our head, maybe feeling a nice sensation in our hips and possibly our low backs. Hold for a moment, just breathe. On the inhale, we'll slowly come back up, deep inhale. Exhale as we lift our hips and our hearts up. And exhaling, come back down. Slowly walk our hands out, folding over those legs. Holding for just a moment. Slowly coming back up. If our legs crossed, we're going to find out, look and see which foot is on top. Mine happens to be my left. Switch. So we're going to switch, having which foot on top. You'll see the different sensation here. Taking our hands back behind us to the mat. Inhaling, we'll lift up, dropping our knees to the floor as we lift our hips. Exhaling, come forward. Hold for just a breath or so. Inhaling, come back up, lifting, dropping our knees, really rolling our shoulders back and opening that chest. And release, coming back, folding over. And release. Good. Now we'll get on all fours. You can face me. I'll go sideways though, so you're not turning your neck. So we'll be on all fours, and we're going to move into spinal balance. So this is really great for your core, the front and the back, and it gives you a little bit of balance. So I hope you'll have fun with it. Let me move it down just a little here. So we're going to, on the next breath, reach our left arm out and our right foot out. Now that right leg is solid, like straight, not bent. Same thing with that arm. Our gaze is at our mat. Palm is facing in. Hold that leg up. Squeeze the glutes. Remember to breathe and release. It's very important that our wrists are stacked over our shoulders and they're not out like this. We want our wrists stacked under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. So we want to be in a line and a flat back. So we're going to do the other side, lifting the right arm out and the left foot back. Now really straighten that back leg. Have your toes pointing towards the earth. Feel like you're just pushing a wall with that foot, like you're trying to push a wall away. Really firm up that leg, firm up the arm, draw the belly into the spine, hold and breathe, looking at our mat, and slowly release. Now we're going to flow this. Inhaling, lift the left arm up, right leg back. Exhaling, release. Inhaling, lift the right arm up, left leg back, and exhaling, release. Inhaling, up, exhaling, release. One more on each side. Inhale, up, exhale, release. Inhaling that left leg up, and release. Great. From here, we're going to sink into a child's posture. So we just sink our hips back, sinking down, keeping our hands forward, maybe even inching them as far forward as they can, and maybe placing our head on our mat. It's a great stretch for the low back. Inhaling, we'll move forward and come into what we call a modified low plank. So let me come down. I'm inching away from you here. So modified low plank. Our butts aren't in the air like this. Plank. Solid. See how my body's all in a line there? You can choose to stay here, or you can come up on your toes and come into a full plank. Okay? So dropping your knees if you're modified, slowly sinking back into your child's, exhaling, inhaling, come forward to plank, modified plank or up on your toes, drawing that belly into the spine. Good. Releasing, coming down, sinking into our child's. Inhaling, we'll come back into our modified plank. Now come down onto your elbows. So we'll come down onto our elbows and move into a low plank. So we're on our elbows, our knees are still on the earth, but we can pick our knees up. And now we're in a low full plank. Hold and breathe. Sometimes I'll put a stopwatch here and I'll try to hold it for a minute. I was at the gym one day and I saw this older gentleman. He was holding plank forever. I was like, how long do you hold that? He says, I hold it for 5 minutes. I've never seen anything like it. Crazy. He's my hero. Slowly sinking back into child's. There we go. That's a really great one for your core. It works both the front and the back, so it's really super for both. So back onto all fours. Now, if you have any wrist concerns, we can do fists for wrists. You know, instead of this, you can come and have your wrists and your thumbs face each other as you're doing, like we're moving into cat-cow. So here we have our flat back for our foundation set up, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Now, on the inhale, we'll inhale deeply, dropping our bellies, lifting our head and our heart and our hips. Exhaling, we'll be drawing our chin to our chest, like we're trying to look at our belly button, and draw our hips in, squeeze our glutes in, arching our back like an excited kitty cat. Inhaling, lift your head, heart, and hips. The only thing that should be moving is the middle, the core between your shoulders and your hips. Sometimes I find that people move their whole body. We just want to move that center part. So as we're exhaling, draw the belly into the spine. Really squeeze your belly as you exhale out all that air. Inhale, fill your belly. Fill it with breath. And release. Check in with your body, see how you're feeling, where you may feel tight today, where your body may need some extra attention. We always have those spots, and that's okay. Okay, one more. Exhaling. Excited cat. Tuck those hips, that chin. Inhaling. Up, head, hearts, and hips. And slowly release. We'll come up onto our knees here, and we'll do a little camel, a kneeling camel. You've done this before, so your knees are hip width apart. Take your hands to your back, draw your elbows together, press your hips forward, press, press, press. If you're feeling flexible today and your back will allow it, you can obviously come all the way down to your heels in full camel, or not and choose to stay right here. It's all good. Draw those elbows together. Exhale. Let's sink into our childs. One more time. Down we go. Ooh, it's a counter. We always move slow because we're going between extension and flexion. Want to make sure that we don't injure ourselves. Okay, from here we'll come all the way down onto our mats, and we're going to look like Sphinx. Call this Sphinx posture. So the top of our feet, our toes, are on the ground, and we're just kind of sitting up on our elbows, preparing to move into our Cobra posture. So this is Sphinx, and now Cobra, we're going to lower our bodies all the way down, place our hands, our palms, right at where our tips of our fingers are, right near our shoulders. Our legs are together. Squeeze the feet together, squeeze the glutes like a strong cobra tail. Our chin is lightly on the mat. On the inhale, we're going to lift our bodies using the strength of our low back only up to the point of our belly buttons. You can test where you are by lifting up your hands off the mat, but the hands are on the mat to just give you a little bit of assistance. Keep those elbows zipped into the side and your shoulders back. Slowly release. Take your right ear to the mat and relax for a moment. We'll be doing the same thing on the opposite side. So let's take those hands close to our shoulders. Zip up those legs, one cobra tail. Squeeze the glutes. Inhaling as we come up. Our feet stay on the mat, looking forward. Hold and breathe. And slowly release. Taking our gaze to the opposite side. This is really good passive neck stretch. We want to maintain that mobility in our neck. And release. Now, for those of you who do a lot of computer work or artwork or something like that, we're going to move into a different kind of locust posture. So turn your palms face down on the mat. Now lift your hips a little bit and try to tuck your arms underneath your hips, like so. If you can't get them there yet, just keep them out to the side. That's fine. So we're going to tuck them in if we can. Our gaze is just slightly up. Then on the inhale, we're going to raise that right foot up. Raise that right leg up, pointed toes, firm, strong leg, holding, working your way up to holding that for 10 seconds, but we'll start with 5. Inhaling, we'll raise that left leg, hold, 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 and slowly release. And take our arms out. If you had your arms underneath you, you'll notice such a nice blood flow as you come out. That's really good if you have carpal tunnel to do that one. It really keeps the blood flowing in there. All right, so that's kind of like a half locust. We're going to move into a full locust, which some people call it airplane. taking our arms either out to the side or keeping them kind of right next to our body with our palms facing in. Our feet are together. On the next inhale, we're going to lift our upper body and our legs, keeping our legs straight. Our gaze is at our mats. Full locus, building strength in our spine. Keep those toes together. Shoulders are back and squeezing. And slowly release. We'll do that one more time. Okay, put those feet together. Hands by our side or out to the side, palms facing in. Lift. Lifting our chest. Lifting our legs, holding and breathing, doing what we can today. And slowly release. Your back is going to love you. Healthy spine, healthy life. And slowly release. We'll make our way up onto all fours. Let's sink back into our child's one more time. That feels good, doesn't it? After extending, oh, feels great. Okay, so let's come back to the center of our mats. This time we'll be in staff posture, which our legs are out straight and firm. Our toes are pointing up towards the sky. Again, if you find this hard and you find your body arching like that, just stick a towel underneath your hips to elevate you. Okay, so give you a minute to do that. We're in staff posture. Stay tall. A little tip while we're practicing, shoulders back and down. I like to also call this like a seated mountain. You're really super strong and tall. If you're seated at a desk or whatever, make sure that you don't use the back of your chair or at a dining room table. Just sit tall. You'll build your core front and back. It's like, you don't have to do some of the core because you're building it all day long. It's great. But when you first start doing it, you'll see that your back is a little bit owie. So, okay, from here we'll move into Janu Shavasana. So it's a one-legged stretch. So we'll take the left foot and place it on the inside of the right leg. Sitting tall still, inhaling. Remember reaching tall, elongating the spine. We'll start by coming and kind of leaning over towards that right leg. Maybe grabbing onto that foot, it's flexed. Deep inhale, exhale, we'll twist. Now we're facing that leg, the extended leg. Flex that foot, maybe grab onto the foot. If we can't reach our foot, you can grab onto your shin. Make sure that leg is straight. Feel the nice stretch in the hamstring. Slowly bringing our body down. Trying to maintain a flat back, only going as far as you can with that. And release. We'll do the same thing on the opposite side. So bring that right foot in to the inside of the left leg. Reach tall. Drop that left arm down to maybe grab the toes of that leg. Or again, you can use a tie, a strap, or a towel and be holding that, or your pant leg, or just grab onto your shin. Deep inhale, exhale, turn towards your leg, flexed foot, and slowly come down. Slowly come down. You may even feel a nice stretch right in the low back by the side, on the side of the low back. Oh, this is a wonderful one. And slowly release. Now taking both feet out front, loosening our hips first, kind of walking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, feet are flexed. Deep inhale, elongate the spine. And bring your arms around, reach out like you're trying to touch your toes. If you can, grab onto those toes and pull them in towards you, really flexing those feet, flex, 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 keeping the back straight, not arched. You'll see the difference if you arch and keep it flexed versus coming up straight. You'll feel that nice stretch. It's not about how far down you go, it's what you feel. It's the stretch. We're trying to get that nice stretch in the hamstring to get those low back to relax. Yay. All right, take your feet together. Hands, you can support your hands behind you, and we'll move into butterfly. So take your feet together and just let your legs just fall out to the side. There we go. That should feel good. I'm flapping my butterfly wings. Here we go. Moving into bridge. We're making our way down onto the mat. So down we go. Our knees are bent. Feet hip width apart, palms down by your side and on the mat. On the inhale, reach your hips up towards the sky. Reach them up. Your shoulders are remaining on the mat. Squeeze those glutes, raise those hips, and slowly release. It's like peeling off the mat. So you're down, one vertebrae at a time. Tuck your hips, peel off the low back, mid back, upper back, up you go. Inhaling and release. If you want to add your arms, inhaling up, exhaling, release. Or some people like to inhale up and then exhale as you release, bring your arms up. Inhale, pressing your hips up, pressing your hands into the earth, and exhaling, release. Yay, good job. Well, now that we're down, we'll be doing a little abdominal work. Gotta do that for core. So from here, especially if you haven't done abs in a while, you want to make sure this low back, you can't put anything behind it. You want it zipped to the floor. An easy way to do that is bring your knees up and keep them closer into your body. So if your knees come out and you find you're arching your low back and there's space in there, you need to bring those knees back, okay? Bring the knees back, zip that low back into the earth, tighten those abs, take your hands behind your head, and keep the elbows out to the side, lift your hips, feel like you're trying to lift your hips off the floor as you raise your head, as you're really being supported. So your elbows are out to the side, never yanking on your neck. Hold it there, squeeze, 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 and slowly release. And let's do another one. And we don't have enough time on our video, but these you can do every day and really for like 10 minutes. So now the next thing you can do when you're up like this, extend only one leg and bring it back. Extend the other leg and go as low as you can. You'll find the lower you go, ooh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you can feel that. The extended leg goes very low to the ground. As the other one draws in, that'll keep your low back planted on the mat. And if you choose another variation, is you can take your left elbow to the right knee and then come back. As you push out the right leg, take the right elbow to the left knee and back. And just move really slowly. There's no reason to hurry these. It's really not how many you do, but it's the quality that you do. There we go. And slowly release. There we go. Extending your legs. Let's draw the right leg up. Hold onto the shin, make sure the leg is straight. If you find it hard to maybe even get past here without bending, will want to get your towel or your strap, and it will help you bring up your leg. But if your leg's here, that's fine. Just make sure it's straight. You can point, flex, maybe do some circles, that's fine. You want to get a nice stretch in this hamstring. Now, keep your hips on the earth. Take your right hand out, your right leg is extended, your right hand is out, just for stability. Take your left hand onto the outside of your right leg and slowly just move it over without picking your hip up off the floor. You're gonna feel an intense sensation go all the way down your leg. That's part of the IT band, and that's a really good thing to stretch with your hamstrings. So just gently take it over. There's a completely different stretch where you take your hip off the floor and go over, but that's not the one we're doing today. So we want straight legs, so you could be down here, that's fine. Draw it perfectly over until you feel that really nice stretch, maybe taking your gaze out to the other side. Good, and release that. We'll bring the left leg up, straight, left arm out, right hand on the outside of that left leg or shin, and then slowly draw it over, across your body. Don't let this left hip pick up though. Maybe a little, just to give you some range of motion, but not like you're going all the way over until you get that nice stretch. Very good. And slowly release. Now with your eyes closed, your hands on your mat, we'll move into our Shavasana. Good job. Thank your body for what it was able to do today. Just release. Inhaling, take a deep breath. And exhaling. Let everything just sink into the mat. Maybe notice how your body feels before and after our practice today. Staying there with your eyes closed, I'd like to leave you with a salutation for the day. I wish you boundless energy and passion, and gardens of plenty with brightly colored wonders as you look into the mirror of tomorrow and seize the day today. It is yours. Take it, celebrate it. This day is for you, a very special person. Namaste. Bye-bye. Next one will be balance. Lucky you.